Welcome to Techin5, where you can get your tech news in 5 minutes. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Christina, and this is your weekly download.
Well, Christina, we have a big topic to talk about this week. As you know, we've talked about healthcare and healthcare technology trends that were going on in 2021, but one subset of that group is FemTech, or technology that is designed by women for women's health. And it's actually growing, and by the end of 2030, it's expected to be about $3 billion business. So I'd love to kind of chat with you about what's going on and some of the products that are kind of coming out in the market.
Absolutely. It's a very exciting industry and addressing some needs that I think have been underrepresented and underserved for far too long. It's about time that we had our needs taken care of specifically and with women users in mind. So one of the first ones that gets my attention is Clue, which is an app that's used by ladies to track their menstrual cycle and give them some insight on that. Another one that leads into that would be CureEMD, which also talks about ladies who are going through their menopause stage. So also interesting to see that app come out. And, I think the real benefit of some of these apps is answering a lot of questions that women have. Is this normal? Why am I going through that? What should I expect? I mean, we have so many questions where in the past we had to do research into print and paper or maybe an article on the web. Now we have women to women knowledge and passing on that wisdom. So a really great thing. What do you see on what's interesting for you, Madeline?
Well, what's interesting, kind of to your point about the being able to communicate with each other, is that for a long time, women were held out of clinical trials for medications, or we just didn't talk about some topics. I think we've seen in the past couple of years a rise in discussion around women's health, whether it's fertility, pregnancy, miscarriages, the different things that might occur within a woman's life, and it's a great thing to be able to see a community where we're talking about these things and not shoving them under the rug. We're really having a full communication about women's health.
Sure.
One of my favorite applications that I use, and I've worn it on the show actually a couple times, is it's called Bellabeat. It's actually designed by women, and it was there to help women track sleep, fitness, their water intake, if they want the special water bottle, but they could also track it themselves, as well as their cycle, so they could see what was going on there. And between using some science, they could actually tell how stressed you might be, which, granted, it's just a variable number in terms of what you're seeing, but it would also let you take some meditations and remind you to take those couple seconds for yourself. And I know as a woman, we are running a million miles a minute. And so sometimes taking those extra 2 minutes just to relieve from the day and just be able to meditate on what's going on has really changed it for me. So I think for me, some of these products are just huge to see how we're going to be able to grow. And it is kind of sad because in some cases we've seen some really cool technologies be released and they kind of get that buzz in the beginning, but it does fall the wayside after some period of time. And we've seen that with some of the other brands out there. Is there another? I think there's one that we both kind of think is really cool coming out from L'Oreal.
Yes, that one was kind of interesting. And so, this particular sector is expansive. There's a lot of different ways that we can talk about women's health, not just in the reproductive area. And it really is expected to grow significantly over the next years into the trillions if we add in all of the peripheries outside of reproductive. And if we focus just on the reproductive area, we're looking at definitely billions by a very short period of time. In fact, maybe 4 years from now, we're looking at this is a massive market and it has great potential. So outside of actual reproductive health, for example, to answer your question, is an app by L'Oreal which talks about measures your exposure to UV sunlight as well as to pollen exposure. So it's really important. We have to look at the health of our skin. I think that's one of the organs that we take for granted the most. We just it's just there, right?
Right.
Until you have a problem with it. And then all of a sudden it really becomes important. Me being fair skinned, it is important to me. So this UV tracking device developed by L'Oreal is a great way for people who spend a lot of time out in the sun. Let's say you're golfing or you live in South Florida or the Caribbean, or you're somewhere out there spending a lot of time, doing work outdoors. You want to make sure that your skin is protected and you're not building up too much exposure to UV, which can, as we all know, lead into beginning cases of skin cancer. So to me, that one was particularly exciting. So, and if we remember, L'Oreal is also the exciting pioneer in our first our first makeup product at CES for the custom lipstick, which we're all waiting for that one to come out as well.
Exactly. I mean, this, and to the point you were saying that it's not just reproductive health, it's really covering everything that women might deal with. So, for some people, makeup is going to be part of that issue. We've seen a lot of brands try to expand in terms of diversity of colors, but now technology is actually playing into that, where they can actually test their skin and then know what their color match is, which seems like a small issue for some people, but really it is something when you're talking about the confidence that a woman can have going into a room. If that's something that, if you have bad skin, if you had, problems with cancer, or people who've had plastic surgery, there's been a lot of technology around building cosmetics just for women who, or for women and men who have suffered from some type of plastic surgery or some kind of burn. So we're seeing a lot coming through this. And I think it's just very important that we continue to support these and continue to support this idea, because the more that we have universal education around our health, not just as women, but as humans, we'll be able to take a stance and know how to treat ourselves and not have to be able to be dependent on whatever story is out there.
Absolutely. So, I've often said, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. Everything that we do depends on us being healthy. There's nothing like getting sick to remind us that how important our health is in order to be able to accomplish our life goals. So all of these tools are designed to help women in particular, and to help us literally put our best self forward. So Withum does have some experience working with some of these FemTech companies. So, we can always dig in a little bit deeper, maybe on a case study, maybe bring that up. But we are out of time for today. So we'll have to continue this very exciting conversation in another episode. But thank you so much, Madeline, for presenting your ideas. I know this is an important topic for both you and me. And so it's really been a pleasure to bring some of these ideas out to the public in Techin5. So thanks again.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe for further episodes of Techin5.
Absolutely. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.